Okay, so, hi, welcome to my floor. Before I start this video, this is purely for me. This is for Chrissy. You guys can just tag along if you like. Look at that scuff setup. I know that just like makes everything so ominous. Recently, I moved all my art stuff to my room, and I no longer work in a basement, so that's fabulous because I have my computer up in my room now. Anyway, irrelevant. So I haven't done a traditional art video in so long because of that. Because I have it's kind of hard for me to set it up here because you can see I have a thing over here on my floor. And I wanted to start doing sketchbooks again, and I thought I'd just show I have sticky tack on it because when I put it on my little wooden desk thing there, it likes to slide. So I have 3 sketchbooks that I have blank, except that one has a little bad drawing in it. I have 3 sketchbooks that I was choosing from. This one being KateKruzan, which is a spiral thing. This one is, oh god, it's not, this one's art creation, which you can see right there at the bottom, which I used last year, which was really, really nice, and I loved it a lot. I don't know, I'll figure it out and I'll put it on screen. It's it's not art creation, but it's art sketch or something. It's the cheaper of the 2 I think it's art skills, actually. It's the cheapest one out of all of them, and I think it has the least amount of paper. And just because I have used this one, well, I haven't filled a sketchbook out with KateKruzan, a KateKruzan sketchbook, but I do have KateKruzan paper that I use for watercolor and stuff like that. And I filled one just like this last year, which looks like this. And it's kind of, I don't know if you can tell, but no, you can 100% tell. The binding is kind of messing up there. I need to re-glue it or something, and you can see all that. I filled it with a bunch of it's not technically finished, but I don't want to add any more to it. So I think that's the most recent thing I've done in here, and it has some, or if not a lot, of blank pages. And I figured this is it for now. For 2022, I'll probably come back to it just to finish it at some point, but it'll just be when I have Katie on a call right now, and she just coughed. It will be whenever I feel like it, so it's not a mandatory thing. And I haven't drawn in a really long time purposefully in a sketchbook, so I feel since it's a new year, we're gonna do a new one, and I think I'm gonna do this one because it's the least offensive to me. Not offensive and these 2 are bad, but I think if I ruined it, I wouldn't be sad about it, I'd be it's whatever, because I got this for Christmas. My mom got it at the dollar store. I think they had that there, so it's got a little pocket too right up there. Anyway, that's the intro for this. I didn't even say what I was gonna do. I'm painting a cover for it, so I'll probably put 2024 on it somewhere, and that's about it. If you want to join along, watch the rest of the video. If you don't want to, stick around for the next video. Anyway, I'm done ranting. I'll be painting a cover for my sketchbook. This video is entirely for me. Hi. I'm Chrissy. Yeah, this video is pretty much just for me. If you want to tag along, you can. You're always welcome to join. Hello. This is just gonna be my process on how I did it. Without further ado, listen to me go on about how I paint the sketchbook. Okay, here I'm jumping into painting my sketchbook white. I have attempted to paint my sketchbook before, and I see that a lot of the times I struggle a lot with the colors, because I'm working on a black surface. And if we want to get those colors correct and mix them the way we want to, and then have them show up correctly on our surface, I think the best bet would be painting it white. I think if I used my brain for 2 seconds, I would have figured that out the first time I went to paint a sketchbook. But I figured I'm gonna be doing this for a video. I'm gonna put my best foot forward. Need to paint it white. I can't sit here and just I can't just put in half the effort. Just it'll be fine. No, okay. So I'm a professional artist, what can I say? And kind of the inspiration for this picture was I had determined that a lot of the art that I like painting wise, it always involves some flower and a random item, and then kind of like usually like a sunrise or sunset color scheme, if you will. So I was like, I'll do like a sunset flower with an item, and I did a random item generator and a random flower generator. I'm not gonna say the flower because I'm not gonna out myself, because I I looked at a reference once, and then I did this digital mock-up that you can see right here, and like you can't really tell what kind of flower it is because I just wanted like a flower. Like, it didn't have to necessarily, like, look exactly like what the flower is. I just wanted, like, the inspiration of the flower. My brain was like, ooh, since I also got a fork, I want flour spaghetti. Yes, that's... I want vegan spaghetti. Does spaghetti count as vegan without meat sauce? I'm not gonna go into that. But I was like, flour spaghetti, yes. And as I was like putting up the digital mock-up, I was like, ooh, I can even add my little character on like the handle of the fork. And I was like, this is how my brain works. I'm like, she's sitting on a fork with flour spaghetti, and she's holding a flower that is glowing, and it has flour soup. Yes, this is the moment. Okay, this is the mood, the moment, and everything I need in this world. That I'm not kidding you. That's the inspiration for this. I'm so sorry that you're expecting something better, but that's it. That is all I have. And so I got my purple background, I got my pink flowers down, I got some of the stems. Honestly, whenever I paint, it's a process of jumping around things that I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'm adding stuff and I'm doing it, and there's random dots, random things, and as I was painting this, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna turn out. Because I find a lot of the time when I'm painting, I'm like, it doesn't look good, or like it's not finished yet. Usually when my brain's like, it's not finished yet, how do I get to finish? It usually means that it doesn't have line art, therefore it is incorrect in my brain. Because I'm such a digital artist for, like, you know, I always do line art. So, not that I enjoy doing line art, okay? I do not enjoy doing line art for digital art, but, like, it doesn't look finished until I do line art. And not to say that I didn't do line art, but like, you know, like it has to have those like dark lines, edges for like where shadow would be and stuff like that. So painting isn't necessarily finished until it has that and then those bold highlights. But right now I'm just kind of placing down certain base colors, and I'm adding the flowers and like petals, and you can see that I'm not necessarily putting pink petals down into a shape of a flower. Sometimes they're just kind of like singular themselves. I'm kind of just putting the representation of what I want, and your brain will fill in the rest. So I've learned that for 2024, I do want to do more painting, because I don't know if you know this, I'm not really a painting girly. I'm not that kind of girl. Like, I'm good at it, but like I've only ever finished one painting in my... I've only ever finished maybe like 2 paintings in my life. So, not really that kind of girl, but I want to be. Not necessarily that I want to be a good, like, painter. I just want to be someone who finishes something for once in her life. So, this was a good step in that direction, and I really wanted it to be off the whim, loose. I didn't want to be so stuck in my brain. That's why I thought the perfect thing to do was to stick to those like 3 elements that I had said, with like the color palette, sunrise and sunset, and then like a flower and then an item. And then my brain will fill in the rest of whatever needs to make it creative, because I'm on crack. No, don't say that. Because my brain usually just like comes up with something stupid. There you go. So once I add my base colors, and you can see that I put these like dots kind of over like the purple background and stuff. I put like dots of like kind of colors in the background because I was hoping that it would help fill that space. Not necessarily that I'm painting a certain item there, but the fact that your brain will immediately be like, oh, there's something there that's in like the background that's not necessarily important to the foreground. Am I using those words correctly? I think I am. I'm a fake artist. Anyway. Okay, so I just finished. That's my camera. I just finished. Too close. Working and painting that. It was my first, like, sitting down, finishing it. I'll be finishing the rest tomorrow. It is December 2nd. It's 10 o'clock. I think it's cute. I like it. I call it flour spaghetti. Thank you and good night. I know, I feel bad for stopping because I hate wasting any kind of paint, but I haven't painted in so long, and just doing like, I know it's like size of my hand. That's like how big it is. This is awful. But I just don't paint that often, so like I don't want to sit here like so constantly and like have to finish this, because my goal is to finish painting it tomorrow, and I won't have all day because I am a church lady. I am a church goer. So I will be gone the first half of the day, and I'll be finishing it that half of the day, and then the 4th I will be doing a voiceover, editing a video, and then I'll go up the 5th. So yeah, it's kind of my day. There we go. Hi, bud. Hi, bud. Hi. Hi. You're the reason I didn't do oil paint, because that would not be good for your little sniffers, your little snuffers. Yes. Anyway, here's all my random paint. I think it's cute. As I'm recording it though, my video shows it flipped, and ooh, oof, do not flip it. That's all. Look at my juicy paint water. Ooh, yummy. In a bread and butter pickle jar. Bye for now. I don't know if this will make it into the video, but yeah. I like to jump around from like doing details of the pink flowers, doing details of like the leaves, doing details of this, because I find when I mix paint, those colors, this is gonna sound so stupid and people are gonna be like, Chrissy, like I already know that as a painter. You're just like you're off your rocker. You don't know what you're doing. You need to stop making video. I know. Okay, I know. Don't. I find that when I'm mixing paint, one color that I'm using for this item may fit somewhere else, and I really like trying to find where a color fits and not necessarily what I need it for. I'll use maybe like a dark red or purple under a petal of a flower, and then maybe that'll fit also under a leaf, or maybe it'll fit on the fork, or maybe it'll fit on like the face of my character or the hair, and I try to find that color a place, and then when I'm done using that color, I'll maybe add like a lighter to it, maybe make it more pigmented with red, maybe I'll make it more blue, and I'll kind of just swap from color to color. And I find that I work better when I'm focusing on what colors am I using right now instead of what item am I focusing on painting right now. So if you ever get a little like bored, focus on the colors you're using and not necessarily the item, because if you're working on the colors, you're not going to lose that shading. You're still going to be focused on shading stuff, but it's just not necessarily that one specific place on the picture. And I find that it helps balance everything out, except I will say, I'm not going to point it out because I'm not going to out myself, but I will kind of vaguely say there is one flower that's more detailed than the rest because I got lazy and tired and I was like, this is finished to me. But I'm like, it's finished. Like, maybe the only person who'll notice at the end is me. I don't know. And I have you can see that I've slowly molded like it's me. The character on it is me. It's me, but I'm gonna say character because I feel like saying me, it's like I'm talking about myself. It's very self-centered. I don't like that. I don't like to come across like that. So I'll say the character molded her face with like the eyes, and like I've gotten that line art-esque look. You know what I mean? And it's making it look a little more finished, more refined. I feel like once we start to make sure that those edges are crisp and clear is when our art seems to be coming across. That's when we're like, okay, we can see the end finished goal here. I really like this painting because, for one, it's a really cute sketchbook cover. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's cute. I was gonna add 2024 somewhere on it, but I was just like, let's just leave it. Let's just leave it. I like it because it's not necessarily something I just come up with, like, offhand, you know? Like, my brain's not, ooh, flower spaghetti, when I don't have, like, the inspiration of a flower and a fork, you know? And I'm glad I did get my character on the cover, because a lot of the times I find myself like the cover has to match the inside of the sketchbook, and that's not necessarily the way it needs to go. But I'm glad I did get my character on there, and something that's not necessarily character based with the flowers and then fork. And because last year I was like, oh, I have to do a character on every single page. That's my goal, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I found myself getting like really tired, and it's not necessarily that I was doing the same thing over and over, because I do have a lot of different interesting characters, but doing character work is like not all I'm about, you know? It's not like the full capacity of my abilities. I'm capable of so much more, and I'm glad I got a character on there, and then like visuals of like other things that I can do, because as much as I want to be like, I'm a digital artist, I'm barely an animator. But I can also do this, and I can make a painting on a sketchbook look nice. And I'm sorry if I am also talking about things that are like not necessarily specific to the painting. I have a lot more to say digitally because I know my process, I know my steps. I've been doing it for so long that I know what goes into it, and I know what I need to be thinking about. But honestly, I don't know that much about painting. I'm talking about like digital art, not necessarily animation, but digital painting, digital drawing. I know much more that goes into that than I do painting, because I know my step process. And I have realized throughout that stuff that I don't do necessarily intentionally, I have realized the, fundamentals that lie in that. And I don't know that in painting. I'm kind of just saying what I feel and what had happened. So there you go. There's my final thing. You can see all that line art that has the crisp edges, and you can see the little like bush that's on the left side that kind of, some parts are like a little sketchy, a little like you could put a little more paint here, but like she's done. Okay, she's done. We're not gonna talk about her anymore, okay? She's what she needs to be, and she's fulfilled by it. Anyway, I added that light behind her. I hadn't planned on doing that at the beginning, but then I realized you can't really see her hair, so I put that light behind her, and I wanted the flower to look like it's emitting light. I don't necessarily love the light next to the fork. I think it's very similar to that color, and it kind of bothers me, but I'm not gonna do anything about it. And that's the finished thing for this picture. I really enjoy like the background where it's like the idea of something, and then having the like specific flower next to it, where it's like, here's a blur of what a flower is, and oh, here's a flower, Anyway, that's the final cover. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll let me talk about it a little more here. Okay, I just finished. Oh god, hold on. I was putting 2024 on the side. I forgot. It's probably still tacky, but I just finished it. The lighting in here probably isn't that great, so I will put up a picture of it in its final glory, because the lighting in here is bad and there's a reflection on it. Tomorrow I will be putting a varnish on it, and then that'll be it. Yes, I'm proud of it. I could have like sat there forever and like been like, I'm gonna add a ton of detail, but I was just like, it's simple and I don't need to overdo it because I'll just be looking at it and then I'll mess it up. So I think it's really, really cute. I like her and her tiny little flower. I think it's also like it's an appreciative work, like from far away. I can move this camera now that I'm not using it, but yeah. Okay, thanks for joining me. Thanks for me finishing this. If you would like to see more traditional art, let me know. I'm gonna do more traditional art because I made a sketchbook cover and I should. Anyway, that's it for this video. Please. Well, you don't need to do anything actually. Bye.